Hey, so today I'm going to talk about a cartoonist from the UK called Adam Falp, Falp, and his comic Satan's Library. So Adam just puts stuff out non-stop. He's quite hard to keep up with his output. He just feels like whatever's interesting him in that moment, he just makes it happen. So these are like really small A6. Um, I won't show this one too much because I don't want to. He says here these are the worst comics I've ever made, so I don't want you to get the wrong impression of him. But yeah, he just does a bunch of stuff. And I found his work from Satan's Library, which had two editions. Came out in 2019 originally. This is the 2021 edition, and yeah, there are some pretty big differences. Uh, there is a UK distro called Zine Freak, and if you go on the Instagram Zine underscroll freak and like scroll way back to the start, you can see like the different editions. Yeah, the cover was like handmade, and some of the insides were different entirely. But yeah, this just blew my mind. So I know that Adam is like good friends with Strangers Publishing, and has done a fair share of like traveling around comic book shops in the States. And I think he made this as a kind of like a love song dedication to his love of comics and everything about them. So yeah, just wonderful paper and production on this. Um, so we see this guy come into like a grimy underground comic book shop, and he meets the owner, and the owner puts a comic into his hand to read, um, called The Notorious Ted, about Ted Bundy. And then Adam does something really interesting and cool where we actually get to read cover to cover the entirety of the comic that this kid is getting to read and flick through. In the first edition, it was a totally different comic. Yeah, like just a totally different comic. Just thought that was really interesting. So he puts it back and then asks about a comic called Brain Reel. And he's looking through, and then we get to read Brain Reel, issue 21, cover to cover. And like, has anyone ever done that before, where they've included a full comic inside of a comic? And then Adam goes and does it twice. I think it was absolute genius for him to do that. Yeah. So yeah, that just absolutely blew my mind from Adam, and this is kind of in the same vein of going to conventions and flicking through back issue bins. I do have an open copy somewhere Or maybe this is the open copy. No, this is still sealed. I think I'll keep it that way for now. But yeah, if you like this stuff, like, look him up. Zine Freak Shop probably has some of his stuff still. Strangers Publishing probably still does. He has his own web store. Yeah, and hopefully one day he'll do a 3rd edition of this with, you know, another new comic or two inside it. But yeah, genius. Thanks.